while I'm waiting for the cue, I might as well read the thing aloud. Because, you know, fuck it. Hopefully I'll finish before they're done selecting champions. It was a quiet night when Darkness was playing his nightly play of League of Legends, and he heard a noise coming from outside his playroom.
Forgets the names.
Yeah, that's what I call my bedroom, the playroom. Thanks a lot. He went to the living room and noticed that the lights blew out and that there was no tea in the kitchen, which would have been a crisis. Truly. Sorry, what was I doing right?
I'm no hero. Just a yordle with a hammer.
Darkness! A voice cut through the room at a Sudan alarm that would make shadows hide in fear. Darkness, arming himself with his legendary Keyblade and Organization 13 trenchcoat, which I don't even have anymore, got into a defensive position and readied himself of what was to come. Just then, the entire house shook in violence, like a tidal wave crashing on a beachhead. Wow. When the house quit shaking, Darkness saw a ray of light shining through a crack in a window and looked outside to see a fierce battle taking place in a nearby field. 3 warriors were battling against dark forces belonging to the empirical warlord Shinigami. Darkness growled in anger as he made his way to the battle, to slaughter as many troops as he could. Wow, why? For his hatred of Shinigami. I don't hate Shinigami. Was without compare. Eventually, Darkness made it to the battlefield and helped the other 3 push back the evil forces into defeat. After the battle, the 3 warriors put away their weapons, noticed Darkness's attire, and bowed in respect. Darkness, noticing this, simply raised his hand and softly said, "Rise," because that's how I talk. The warriors introduced themselves before their newfound leader. "I am Striker, the wielder of magic," said the first warrior. "I am Light's Music, the I am Light's Music, the master sword soldier," said the second warrior. Light is a girl, so I kind of had to do that. "And I am Juke Denton, the fierce beast summoner and horrible fanfiction writer," said the third warrior. "Welcome to our humble land," they all said in unison. "Your salutations are commendable, but I'm sure we have a lot to discuss in your kingdom. Lead the way," said Darkness in commanding yet respecting tone. The 3 nodded and made their way to the kingdom of Gemstone. After arriving at the kingdom, they made their way to the king's throne room and introduced Darkness to the ruler of Gemstone. Your Majesty," said Lights. "We found..." God damn it, League. Now I gotta finish this before the friggin' load screen ends. "We found someone who might be able to help us in our cause against Shinigami." Darkness bowed before the king, but the king nodded and said, "There's no need for you to bow before me. It should be that I should bow before you, Great One." Why is everyone sucking my dick in this land? Darkness just sated at what was going on. "I am in charge of helping to run this kingdom smoothly. I am King Iglos Keldham Erit." I feel like that's an anagram for something, but I'm just going to let it go. "But you may refer to me as Ike." The 5 were enjoying their time when there was suddenly a loud boom in the distance. The king and warriors looked to see a massive fire in the distance and made their way to the site to douse the flames away. Just then, the 5 were surrounded by evil forces led by the evil Shinigami. "So this is the newly arrived warrior that everyone speaks of, eh?" Shinigami said with disgust. "Know me well as Shinigami, your worst nightmare, the true ruler of this land, the very bane of those who oppose me, for I am bereavement. If you're as powerful as you claim to be, and let's settle this fight right here. You and your army against us 5, said Darkness without any hint of fear. "Very well, I shall take great pleasure in sending the 5 of you pathetic fools to hell, and I shall become the next king of Gemstone," shouted Shinigami with pride. The 5 warriors readied themselves for the fierce battle with Darkness, marching forward to take on the evil warlord with his Keyblade of Righteousness. Without warning, both sides began to clash against one another in an epic climax, which I presume is not meant to be taken in a sexual manner, but I'm totally going to do that. Anyway, damn, this is really going to be difficult. I'm gonna start walking. Hopefully the match doesn't start. Epic climax. Right. Striker used his magic to summon a massive superstorm to electrocute the horde of enemies before him. Lights music sliced and diced through the army like a chef cutting up onions and vegetables. That's a horrible analogy. And Juke Denton summoned a Cerberus to munch on the opposing side. King Ike used the power of Cheez-Its to stuff his adversaries with cheesy goodness until they suffocated to death. Darkness, using his Keyblade, battled against Shinigama and his Lockblade. The fuck? Oh, for a while, it seemed like the 5 warriors were gaining the upper hand, and Darkness rubbed Shinigama's approaching humiliated defeat by saying, "It seems your armies have crumbled, and you have nothing else to help you. You might as well surrender yourself and save the trouble tearing us apart. Don't get too overconfident." The Shinigama with a smirk on his face, and he aimed the Lockblade at Ike and fired a lethal projectile at the king, bringing him to his knees. "I always hated Cheez-Its," Shinigama said with a nasty tone. Darkness, Lights, and Juke all looked and turned and stared in horror as the king was laying on the ground, clinging to dear life. All 4 warriors gathered around a nearly dead king and heard the king's final request: "Destroy the warlord, defend the kingdom of Gemstone, and protect my Cheez-Its from extinction." With one final breath, the noble King Ike was laid to rest. Shinigama simply laughed maniacally at the scene that unfurled before everyone. Darkness looked back at Shinigama with a furious look in his eye. "No one. Ever. I can't keep reading because I have to farm. God damn it, I didn't make it. What am I gonna do, you guys? There's a Pantheon in Lane and I can't finish reading the fucking fanfic. Hold on. Let me beat up Pantheon real quick. Or just die to Pantheon. I really want to
What do you mean my hammer's too big?
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna AFK from that game for a moment. It's unranked, I don't care. What happens to Darkness look back, Shinigama first said, "No one ever takes the life of a king, especially not one who loves Jesus and lives to see tomorrow." Darkness begins to Juke Denton summoned the more powerful, fearsome beasts to annihilate Moonstone, Master Moon, Raki Shiga. Cry out, Shinigama is horribly molested by celestial creatures. There was nothing but silence and it was not in the battlefield. Oh my god. I refuse to read the rest of this because it's really bad. Okay? That's all you're getting out of me.